That's funny. Okay. That's crazy. I lost everybody. So YouTube is starting to silence me as we go figure. YouTube is starting to silence me. Yesterday they wouldn't let me on. Today they're not letting me stay on. They're lagging up my channel. They're kicking people off of my channel. Okay, they're gonna silence the Christians really soon. Okay, like they've already been going to these camps, the followers that don't follow Jesus, and they've been re-educated. They've been re-educating people. I seen that when the streets were, uh, even after the corona, and they started letting people out the streets. There was buses, and people were being bused to camp left, right, and center. I work at a place that God put me in to see these things. I'm in their camp now, and I'm seeing things unfold. They know, scientists, government, military, they know what's coming. They can see it in the skies. Okay, they're watching it. They have a camera. Uh, they're watching the space right now with a camera called Lucifer that can see dark and light. So it can see the evil and the good in heaven and the war that's going on. So yeah, the door is closing. Let's move on from this one. Crazy how I just keep getting cut off. Yeah. Did I see it? Hold on a sec. We gotta wait till some people come back here. Um, they're doing this to me because they're getting ready to silence me. Okay. Okay. Give it a minute here. Okay. Peter's teaching about false doctrine. So yeah, I'm going back on this one because it was very, very good. Destructive Peter 2:1. Yeah, I know. They're silencing me, Junior. Okay, I'm giving a bit too much information on here, and soon I will be silenced and put in my camp, and you'll never see me until heaven, until I'm given my glorified body. Okay. 6 false teachers. Good. This is what I was teaching. 6 false teachers. Uh, 2 Peter 2:1. Okay, so I'm going back over this because it's. And I can't believe you're not even supposed to let these false teachers keep teaching, because if they don't listen to one, then you bring two to them. If they don't listen to two, you tell it to the whole synagogue. You don't sit there and tell them they're doing a good job when they're teaching the wrong things. This is what I don't get about Mike from Around the World. He did this last night. L.A. Marzulli's teaching was horrible. Horrible. Talking about rapture and all these other things. My ears were ringing. I couldn't even listen. I had to leave. And then Mike gets on and says, "Oh, he's going to really bring people to God." I didn't understand that. I don't understand that. You're not supposed to be he knows it's false doctrine. He knows about false doctrine. Why is he not standing up against this false doctrine? Why is he giving heed to the false doctrine people? I believe he's trying to bring people out of that false doctrine because he said that don't follow these certain people, but he's not saying don't follow the false doctrine. Rapture is a false doctrine, and this guy L.A. Marzulli was doing it yesterday, and I felt it absolutely blasphemous to my ears to listen to. So I jumped out. So, but the false prophets also arose among the people, just as there also will be false teachers among you, who will securely introduce destructive heresies, even denying the master who brought them, bringing swift destruction upon themselves. And many will follow their sensualities, and because of them the way of the truth will be met. I'm trying to read that word. Malad, and their greed, they will exploit you with false words. Their judgments from long ago is not idle, and their destructive is not asleep. Wow. Peter writes in the second and the third chapters of his epistle about the unseen danger of false teachers who arise within the church. Such teachers are often unrecognized, especially in their earliest forms, partly because they profess to share a like precious faith, yet they secretly introduce false teachings, teachings which are destructive to themselves and to all who follow them. That's why Peter says the number two thing to make people fall is following false doctrine. How could people stand for this false doctrine? If I was asked to go on the show, I would have to say, I don't want any hearing any of your false doctrine. I could come on your show, but as soon as you start talking about false doctrine, I'm gone. Yet Mike supported the false doctrine last night, yet he's teaching his people, and I'm not going against Mike, I'm just using this for an example, to not follow false doctrine, yet he is it's hypocrisy actually. And I don't like saying that because Mike's the only teacher that I really truly believe in. I've seen too many of the other teachers starting to teach things and money, 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 okay, and sell this and sell that. I give away, I don't sell, okay? So when we think of a false teacher, our minds immediately turn to false religions or the cults. They're cults. And if you don't accept their teaching, they will make you feel this big. By the way, they do it to me on Pastor Paul Begley's show when I say no rapture. They tell me that I don't read the Bible enough, that I don't study enough. The same old things that I've heard for many times. And I'm not wanting to talk about rapture, okay? Because I've taught you guys enough about that. Most of the people on my channel don't believe in that. All the people. The ones that come in on the sparing side believe in it. But I never see them again because they have itchy ears. They want to hear these false things, and you have to die. Yet, Pastor Paul and Mike said, well, this body has to die. And there's Pastor Paul going, usually he's agreeing and yapping and talking and mocking and mocking and yelling and screaming and selling. Yet, when it's something speaking against what he teaches, he's going, he has no hearsay against it, okay? So you'll see the fruit, or you will know the tree by the fruit that it's producing. That's an old one. We've been talking about that a long time. So when we think the false teachers, our minds immediately turn to false religions and cults. We think of a man like David Koresh, whose bizarre teachings resulted not in just his own death, but the fiery death of scores of men. Okay, so whoever's writing that is wrong. That was a lie. He had the teachings of God. He wasn't sleeping with the other women. That was all put on to him to make him look bad. Love you, sweetie. What? Okay. So you probably won't be home till like 12. Love you. So they're just saying goodbye to my wife there. Okay. So I don't believe in that story. That was actually the true story was actually exposed by some of the people that knew them from the outside. None of that. So I'm going to erase that. He was actually teaching them of the Lord, and they wanted to kill him. They killed them. They surrounded him. If you ever watched the movie on David Koresh, it's on I do believe Netflix. It's the true story. So I'm not going by that. Okay, so Acts 20, 28, and 30. These are the false teachers Peter warns us about in the second epistle. These two chapters in Peter very closely paralleled with teachings which we find in Jude. Jude therefore provides an illuminating commentary on the book of the second Peter as we study chapter 2 and 3 and of 2 Peter, we will refer to Jude's epistle. Okay. False teachers throughout history. False teachers in their teaching have always posed a danger to those in the household of faith and and those outside as well. After Israel exodus and from Egypt, God warned the false prophets would arise. Okay, so they've been here that long. You should see how many are here now. Absolutely blasphemous to teach. We're going up and then coming back down, going up and coming down. Two comings of Christ. It's only called the second coming of Christ. Okay? There's only two. He first came and now he's coming back. He's not going to bring you up into the clouds and then bring you back down. No, he is for bring you into his barn up in the clouds into to protect you from the wrath of God. That's what he's going to do. Okay, so one, if a prophet who dreams of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder comes true concerning which he spoke to, saying, let us go after other gods, whom you have not known, and let us serve them. You shall not listen to the words of that prophet or of that dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God is testing you to find out if you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall follow the Lord your God and fear him, and you shall keep his commandments. Listen to his voice, serve him, and cling to him. But that that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death because he has concealed rebellion against the Lord your God, who brought you from the land of Egypt and redeemed you from the house of slavery, to seduce you from the way which the Lord your God commanded you to walk. So shall you purge the evil from among you. He has purged so much of evil from among me. Now I'm the messenger in my area that was sent to teach these people, and I keep telling them, you're not going to get deliverance when you're begging, when you're going to another person in this time. And I was spiritually kicked out of that church, and this person doesn't even listen to me. She goes to where these false prophets are. Okay? and she thinks she's getting deliverance. I said, absolutely, you are not. Only if God is giving them to you. If you're teaching people meat and due season, you will be purged. All your evil's going to come out of you. You're not going to be doing the sins anymore. The ones that you keep falling into, like I had. It's happened to me. For the last week, I've been getting delivered from my God because I don't seek man to deliver me. I seek for Jesus and God. And he said, feed my sheep. So give them the meat in due season. They ignore it and they erased it off Facebook. I put it on there to tell them, you're not giving meat in due season. I warned this girl. She's my daughter-in-law. I care for her and I love her. My warnings are hurting or going out to her because I care for her and love her. But she thinks she knows more than me and that she does more. And I'm not getting into the pride, but I can't even tell her how many times I've read the Bible compared to her, and I won't do that because that's saying I'm better than you because I read the Bible more than you. But the more times you read the Bible, the more deliverance you got. The Word of God is Jesus. That is that Bible. The words of him are in that Bible. They will deliver you. That's why the Bible, they say, is alive. When you start reading the Bible, it comes alive in your life, and you have to go through the things that the apostle did. Not exactly the same because we're in a different time, but even some of worse than the apostles did. Thank God we're not being stoned by the people. But that's coming. The door is closing very soon where they're going to want to kill us Christians. So Mike is going to come on real soon here. So I'm going to go on. And he is my teacher. And I kind of know. I got to turn it down. I kind of know what the heck's going on. So I kind of know the reason what he's on that channel for, because there's so many people with these wrong teachings, and he keeps sneaking in there that the rapture ain't true. But they keep covering up that. So why would he bother? Why doesn't he come onto some channel like me and help my channel build instead of help ones with false teachers on them build? I don't understand that of him. There's some hypocrisy in that, in my eyes. I asked him to come onto my channel to help my channel build, come and talk on my channel. Pastor Paul saying, oh, it's he's truly a man of God because he only comes on my channel. That to me is so hypocritical. Anyways, I must digress. I cannot talk about other people, right? This is about false doctrine right now. Okay. So, the reason why God and Jesus are coming back, it's for us. It's not for the evil. They're getting a chance to be woken up. They're getting this chance by seeing all the warnings from God, but they don't see it and they don't hear it because they don't have the spiritual eyes to see or the spiritual ears to hear. Okay? They're not hearing what the word of the Lord is saying in the Bible by reading it over and over. I don't care if if you've been a Christian for 30 years, you should know that false doctrine that I always talk about is not real. No, it says there's another one here. They're not coming back. And I'm not worried about it because as long as one's here. Okay, so I went through that. Oh, we're going to go through some. Okay, so Deuteronomy 131:5. See also verses 6. Okay. False prophets did arise throughout the history of Israel. Jesus also warned of false prophets. Why can't people warn these false prophets instead of say, you did a good teaching, you're awesome, and I'm on your show? If you're not following the false prophets, why are you on the show? I saw the reason why. Maybe he's trying to pull the people out, but when they're not coming out, it's time to expose it. Okay? If you're if most of the wickeds are exposed and they're gone from you, then you can pull the mote out of other people's eye. So the epistle also had much to say about false prophets and teachers. Acts 20:28. Wow, he gives it all. 2 Corinthians 11:3, 12 through 13. Let's see if it goes into that. Oh, awesome. That's what I really wanted. Okay. Oh, I hate that. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, there it is. Matthew 7:15, 23, 24, 11, and 28. Matthew 7:15. Watch out for those false prophets who come in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are very vicious wolves. 16. You will recognize them by their fruit. Their grapes are not gathered from on their figs, from thistles are they. The same way every good tree bears good fruit, but bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree is not able to bear bad fruit, nor is a bad tree able to bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So I do believe if God doesn't correct these ones, they will be thrown into the fire. And you can't tell me we don't know who's who until the last day when he raises us up, right? So and Mike goes and says, "Well, I believe he's a man of God." How do you know that? You don't get that eyes to see that. Only God and Jesus are the judge of that. So nobody has the eyes. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he is good. I'm not the one to cast pearls before swine. I'm just sick and tired of the false doctrine out there. On YouTube is full of it. And yet the guy's going with all these false doctrines onto a conference. Doesn't that make people open their eyes? No, because their ears are still itchy. They're not hearing the word of the Lord. So they're itching their ears to get the word. They keep thinking they're going to expect to get the word from someone that gives false doctrine. No, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over. Yes, Jesus is the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. Okay. A good tree is not able to bear. Okay. Every tree that does not bear good fruit, what happens to it, Junior? If you're not bearing good fruit, what happens to your tree? See, we're added into the vine. Okay. So he's basically saying our tree is added into the vine of his tree. That means we're all going to become one. Hewn down. That's right, my friend. So I can recognize them by their fruit. Not everyone, not everyone who say to me, Lord, Lord, will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Only the one who does the will of the Father in heaven. So the will of the Father in heaven is for you to teach. That's it. That's the main thing. You start doing that, he'll start taking care of you. He's done it with me. These people that aren't getting deliverance, I'm getting massive deliverance, but yet all it's doing is suppressing the demons in you because you're running to man to take them out of you. I run to nobody to take out my darkness but Jesus and God. Jesus is the great deliverer. He doesn't say that for nothing, by the way. Well, this is weird how. So on the day many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we didn't prophesy, or didn't we prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do many powerful deeds in your name? Then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Get away from me, you lawbreakers, them who work iniquity. And many false prophets will appear and deceive many. And because of lawlessness will increase so much, the love of many will grow cold. But the person who endures the end will be saved. Endures to the end will be saved. Did you get that tape? The tape? What tape? Okay, so Jeremiah 5:31. The prophet's prophecy lies. The priests exercise power by their own authority, and may people love to have it this way, but they will not be able to help you when the time of judgment comes. So these people, man, anyways, I'm going to leave because Mike is coming on. I'm going to be right on to Mixer right now. People are gone out, right? It's Friday now and they don't want to listen now. They don't have the ears to hear. So I'm going to be on my Mixer. Whoever doesn't have my Mixer, MIXLR, in your apps, and up will come a red app. In the top corner, there's a search bar. Search for RODP, all small or all big. Follow, go into that room, follow, and there's a show reel when I'm not there at the bottom of my page. It shows a little play button and says show reel. That's where you go and see it all. How come everybody wants to come in when I leave? When I'm getting ready to leave? That's crazy. Is there anybody that wants to come to the Lord today? I prayed for the Lord to send someone in here to come to the Lord. Time's running out. So if you haven't given yourself to the Lord on the cross yet, your time of saving is coming over. It's coming to an end. I'm going to keep this teaching. This teaching is a good one. All right. I'm about to leave. I'm going on to my Mixer now. So whoever has Mixler, come on, right? So let's see if he's on yet. Wow, crazy. He's not on yet. It says he's on, but there's no sound. It's been doing that all day. Let's check his other one. I'm keeping that teaching. People need to hear this. I don't understand why everybody is okaying. Good, let's hold on, guys. His media player isn't working either. Okay, so yeah, I'll be doing a Mixler here. So everybody that's on here, can I see you on Mixler? I hope so. This is why I keep giving Mixer out. People don't know. Like all the people on my channel should have my Mixer channel because I'm going to be cut off of YouTube real soon. Okay. So I'm going to keep here the teaching tape. No, I don't. That's tonight. I don't get it until a week from now. I'm getting it sent in the mail. It's CDs for me. Yeah. And that's a 3-day thing, by the way. I paid $140 for it. And there's some teachers on there I don't even really care about. I like them, but I don't like listening to them. Yeah, just wait. I'm going to see about that conference because they said you ordered the VOD, that's the video on demand. No, I didn't. I didn't pay. It's only $99. I paid $140. I want to get my DVDs, and then I can lend them out to people in my area so that they can watch them. Okay. Let's see. See, he's still not on. He's playing his music. Give me a minute, second, guys. So there it is. Extinction protocols, okay? That's what's coming to me. $119, man. And then I had to pay, of course. Okay, guys. So when Mike comes on, you'll see me on the Mixler. The Mixler will come up live. I'm done because there's not a lot of people coming on. So uh, keep your work in the Lord and see you on Mixler. God bless. I'll be on anytime.